Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
So I have finished our first book for the month of September, which is God of Malice. I don't know if you can see it with the lighting. I'll add a picture up. But yeah, God of Malice. We just finished, and oh my god, I'm now hooked into a series, another one. I'm already in the middle of a series, and yeah, I'm hooked. I am hooked so bad. I'm thinking it's gonna be a 4.5 star. This has got to be a 4.5 because that was just a wild ride. Like a wild ride. Like it had me so hooked. Like from the very beginning. Like I've devoured this book in a matter of days. Like just I devoured it. So yeah, absolutely crazy. The characters just whoa. And I need to read about the other characters and their relationships. I'm intrigued to see where this is all gonna go and to find out these things. It's gonna be, I think it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be a crazy journey that I hope you guys join me on. So yeah, God of Malice 4.5, and yeah, just the story. Like don't get me wrong, there's little bits that maybe like with the writings a little bit. I'm not sure writing, just like little bits of information that weren't like adding up in places. Do you know what I mean? Like things just felt like they weren't connecting. Nothing like major to the plot, like no major plot details, like just really little things throughout. But yeah, there's some interesting characters in this book. Some interesting characters. So I'm intrigued to see a lot of their full stories and to also obviously see more of Glyndon and Killian. I'm very tired. But yeah, see more Glyndon and Killian throughout the other books. So yeah, this is gonna be a fun ride. This is gonna be a really good ride. So yeah, that's the first book of Legacy of Gods. And yeah, I'm gonna catch you guys on the next wrap up. So I'm coming in with another wrap up. I've just finished Twisted Love by Huang. I give it a 4.25. I'm not gonna say too much because I'm doing a vlog, so I'm gonna talk more of it in there. I was just pleasantly surprised, and I don't want to say people's opinions made an effect on mine because it didn't. I didn't have to go into it knowing that people weren't a big fan of this one and having it affect my thoughts. But to know that people don't like it and to know now what it is and I've read it, yeah, it's interesting. I've literally sat and read this today, this entire book today. It's only 343, so it's not like a very long book. I've read a lot longer, but yeah. Another book down for the month of September. Already 2 days in, and I'm already exhausted. But we keep going. I have another wrap up. I have just finished Twisted Games. I have given this 4.25 stars as well. Again, I'm going to keep this short and sweet because I've got a whole vlog on the series, and I will have all my thoughts and opinions into that book and that vlog. So yeah, not so sweet, but we are down our third book of the month. We have just finished Twisted Hate by Huang. This is the third book in the Twisted series. I'm giving this a 4.25. It was looking like it wasn't my favourite of what I've read up until about the 260-ish mark. I think it was like to that point. I was really like, not like loving it. Wasn't great. I was a bit like, but it then got good. I'm digressing. It then got better. It's become good. It leveled up with the other two, and I enjoyed it. And I loved the ending the characters got, and the other ending was with another couple. and all the tension and the fieriness, and it was perfect. Obviously, all my thoughts and opinions are in the Huang vlog, which will already be up by the time you see the wrap up. So, yeah, that is where we are at, and I will see you guys in the next wrap up clip. We have finished another book. I've just finished Twisted Lies by Anna Huang. This is the fourth and last book in the Twisted series, and I've given this a 4.25 as well. And yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like, it was good, and I was happy. The ending and the characters and the personalities, everything just came together so well. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I can see the hype around Christian Harper. I can see it. He don't beat like my Zaid, our Dark Verse guys, our Tristan, our Dante. Doesn't beat our Enzo. Doesn't beat our Mako. I didn't know how to say his name from one of them. As you know, if you've been on my channel for a while, you know my struggles with that name. So yeah, we don't beat those guys, but he's coming. He's not too far behind, bless his soul. But yeah, we are another book down for the month of September. So I have some wrap ups. The first one I finished a couple of days ago, and for some reason I didn't film wrap up clip, so we're gonna go for it. It was The Brothers Hawthorne by Jonathan Barnes, which is the fourth book in the Inherited Game series, and I gave it a 3.75. I was really truly disappointed by this book. Like, the only reason it has the rating it has is because the last quarter of the book redeemed itself. The rest of it did not leave me hooked, did not leave me intrigued. Didn't really care for what was fine now what was going to happen in the end. Not in the end, but like up to the point. Or to be fair, I still don't really care too much, if I'm being honest. But I wish there was more of the other brothers. Like, literally, Nash and Alexander literally just feature here and there. It's fully all Grayson and Jameson, which I think if you're going to title it The Brothers Hawthorns, you need to add in the other two brothers as well, like as a more of a main character feature in the book, not secondary, if that makes sense. So yeah, disappointed. I did read this one in a video, so you guys can check that one out. It's my complete in series video, so if you haven't seen that, my thoughts and opinions of that one over there. And then today, I have finished reading my reread of The Atlas 6 by Olivie Blake. So I read this last year, gave it 4 stars, and it's staying at 4 stars. It's still a 4-star read for me. I still love it just as much, still enjoy it. Still enjoy the characters and their dynamics and the story and as a whole and the detail that's put into it. So yeah, I enjoyed that. This is also going to be in a video as well where I delve a little deeper. But yeah, this was just a reread because I wanted to prepare myself for the next book that's out, just like a refresher. So yeah, if you want something like academic vibe, like a little bit like a dark academia, I'd recommend picking up the Atlas 6. It is really good and it's really enjoyable, and you do have that academic vibe, real big aspect to it of learning things and figuring things out and stuff. So highly recommend picking this up if you haven't. And I don't think I explained that well, but we're going to move on swiftly. We have another wrap up. We have finished reading / listening to Unravel by Tahereh Mafi. This is the second book in the Shami series. I'm slowly starting to get through it. And I'm going to give it a 4.25. The same as the first one. I talk about it in a vlog, the fantasy vlog, so if you guys haven't checked that one out, it's on my channel. You go. It's live at this point. You're seeing this. I'll leave it linked above. But yeah, I'm enjoying it and it's good. It's lovable. It's fast paced. Still don't believe the characters have much depth to them. Still not sure about Adam. I'm seeing the Warner hype. But yeah, and I must say Juliet is still, don't get me wrong, she's like lovable, but she's still very childish. Still very childish in her ways and stuff. So there's that. But we are enough put down. Let's keep it going. So a really quick wrap up. I've just finished reading Me, which is the second novella. Not a lot to go off. It's a novella. Not much I can really say. We got a different perspective, which was nice to see, and definitely feel like it's confirmed some of my thoughts and feelings about a character. And yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see where the rest of this delves and develops. So yeah, we are down another book technically. So I have to wrap up, and I have finished The Atlas Paradox. We finally finished this book. I'm giving it a 3.75. Like, don't get me wrong, it's good and the story's good and the plot's really, really good. And I'm definitely been left interested to see what's going to happen in the next one. All the action really kind of picked up in the last half to the last quarter of the book. But there's so much information aside. So don't get me wrong, it's part of the story and I loved it. But it was just so heavy that it just made it really hard to get through. Which is why it took me quite a while to read. And yeah, I kind of, one of the things I'm at the end of kind of, we knew that was going to be the case, that we knew that was going to be the case because that's just cute. But I was expecting the whole thing with Libby to happen sooner. I don't want to say too much, so I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, that's what I was expecting. But yeah, we have finished out for our books, and I'm going to catch you guys in the next one. I have another wrap up for you guys. So I have just finished Ignite Me by Tahereh Mafi. This is the third book in the Shout Me series. I'm giving it a 4.25. It was so good. I really enjoyed it, and I definitely had some confirmations about my feelings on some characters, and the way they were like reacted in some of the situations and stuff. Like, it really confirmed my thoughts with them and like my feelings. Like, I was like, yeah, no, this character's not for me. Like, don't get me wrong, they're still lovable in their own way, but like, it definitely confirmed like that I was right about them. I definitely see the Warner hype now. I see the Warner hype. I see it. I understand it. I get it. I'm with you guys. Okay. But yeah, it's so good. The plot, the story, everything was so good, and like the build up to it all, and it just all went so well. And just, I'm so intrigued. Like, we've now hit this point where it's like, okay, shit is about to get real now. Okay, like, I mean, shit's happened anyway. Shit's got real, but like, it's about to really get real now. So I'm interested to see where the series is going to go. I highly recommend picking up the series if you haven't already. I don't know why it took me so long to get to it, but I only got back into reading again last year, and I've got so many books to catch up on of like that I found favourites and stuff. So yeah, but I'm excited, and we have another one down for the month of September. I have a wrap up for you guys. I've just finished reading Restore Me. I give this a 4 stars. So I rated it less than the others because I'm a little bit dubious about the route the author's now taking it. I don't know quite how I feel about that. And it's just now sat in my mind and it's like messing with me. So I definitely need to obviously read further into the plot that this was taken, obviously with the rest of the books, to really feel like I can get an understanding and my more feelings on it. But when it comes to this book, that has played a part in it, and I am like, but I'm still loving it. I'm still loving the characters and stuff, and the writing and everything. It's still really, really good, and the story itself is good. I just don't know if I like the direction it's gone. So yeah, 4 stars for Restore Me, and yeah, another book down for the month of September. So I have just finished the novella Shadow Me, which is part of the Shadow Me series. I'm giving it 3 stars. It's 75 pages. It's really, really short. It was nice to get a new perspective in there, to see different thought processes, and like a nice look in between the 2 books. So it's not really much I can say because there's not a lot that's happened. It's like the first part of it was like things we'd already seen from the novel, like from the ending, just from a different perspective, and then kind of like carries on kind of thing, and like some added extra scenes in there. So yeah, not much I can say, but yeah, 3 stars. It's good. When I want them. So I've just finished listening to Defy Me. I got this done today that I wasn't expecting to. But yeah, I had the audiobook, which I was expecting just to sit and read it, but we done the audiobook instead, and so I managed to finish it, and I'm giving it a 4.25. I'm really enjoying it. I'm intrigued to see where the rest of the story is going to go. Obviously, you guys have seen the last clip with the one, not the last one, the one before with the novella, the novel. Me sounded quite dubious about where this new storyline was going to go, and I was a bit like hit and miss with it. But so far, it's working well, and I'm intrigued, and I'm loving the little storyline with the characters that's just here. I'm like, fingers crossed. I got emotional at one point, which I was not expecting. I had such a big smile on my face at another point. I was like, oh my god, I'm so connected to these characters. Like, at this point, I'm so connected to them. So yes, another book down, another one of the Shami series finished, and yeah, we're loving it so far. I'm going to catch you guys in our next little wrap up. I have another update for you guys. I have read Reveal Me, which is the second to last novella in this series. Again, a 3 stars. It's good, it's enjoyable, it's that different perspective again, it's adding that bit more perspective and little information to fill in gaps and stuff. And yeah, it kind of set you up nicely for the next book. So yeah, it was just nice and easy, guys. It was just like 85 pages. You can't really go. I can't really say much of it, can you? Like, that's the whole thing of a novella. But I don't still feel bad by not giving it a rating, but obviously it's not enough to go on to give it a more rating, which is why novellas I tend to give like a 3 star. And it's like a slightly bit of a thicker novella, then maybe it'd be a 4 star, depending. But there's not a lot to go off on, so you can't really give like a 5. But then I feel bad by giving anything lower because I'm like, again, there's not a lot to go off on to rate it low. So I just try and hit a middle ground if I can. So yeah, that's where we're at. Yeah, so we have just finished Imagine Me by Tahereh Mafi. This is the last novel in the Shami series, and I'm giving it a 4 stars. Don't get me wrong, I really loved it and I enjoyed it, and I loved the characters and the story, and I loved the whole way it comes together and the happy end and the epilogue, everything. I loved it all. But I was a little disappointed as well by it. Like, it felt rushed in places, and it felt kind of simple. Which I'm describing it in the vlog that I'm filming because I read this in a vlog. And you're reading my physical TBR, finishing series vlog. Apologies. Which will be up by the time my wrap up goes up. I was just reading that, and I was like, the only way I can explain it. I don't know how else to explain my thoughts of this book. I'm gonna say like in some places it was like simple, and then rushed to another. But I still loved it and I still enjoyed it. I mean, it's still 4 stars, but it's still really good. But yeah, we are another book down. We are. I'll tell you what, I'm quite impressed with myself so far for the month of September. We are getting through these books, and yeah, we've still got like just over a week left of this month. There you go. So I've just finished Believe Me, which is the last novella, the last book in the Shami series, and I'm gonna give it 3 stars. It's good, it's enjoyable. It was nice to have that little bit of added stuff. But do I think it was necessary? No. I think where the last novel finished, I think could have quite easily been an ending. Because the stuff in here I just didn't think was worth it. And then when it kind of got to the bit, I think, oh yeah, this is what the novella could be. We then don't see it. We don't see it, and I was like, oh, okay. We have the build up to it, like the big build up to it, but like we don't have it, and I was like, oh. So yeah, that's how I feel about that. But yeah, no, 3 stars, and we are another book down for September. Yeah, so we've just finished another book for next September. We've finished Things We Left Behind, 5-star read. I'm distraught. You can see the tabs. I've been emotional. I've cried. Shout out to those that were with me in my ring sprints. The Sunday just 24th. You guys know, you guys were with me on that journey, and it didn't get any better. Well, the book got better, obviously. My emotional distress never didn't get better. Yeah, absolutely loved it. Loved their story, loved the connection, loved the deep dive into their relationship and their background, and to finally know what happened, and just to see everything resolved, and like the ending was just perfect, and the way it brought everything together was just beautiful. So, if you guys have not picked up this series, I highly, highly recommend picking it up. Like, it is so good, and I love it. Like, the entire series is 5-star series for me, so I highly, highly recommend picking this up because, yeah, it's just so, so good. And if you guys have read the first 2 but not picked this one up yet, you must, okay? You must pick it up because it's just the best. They're all great, but like, you need to do it, okay? But that is the last book on my physical TBR for this month, and we still have 6 days left. All the books I have discussed with you, bar one, but that's on my Kindle. at the beginning of the month have been read. So physical. I'm all up to date. How is it? I've practically finished my TBR for the month of September and we have 6 days left. Don't get me wrong, I have plenty of books I'm going to read and could read, which we all do, but I just... That's the first. Don't expect it anymore, guys, because that was a once in a lifetime opportunity and moment, okay? No more. Hey lovelies, I'm coming in with another little wrap up. I have just finished God of Pain by Rina. I'm giving this a 4.25 stars. I really loved it. I really enjoyed it. And the spice. Yeah, definitely spicy. You want spice? Come to this one. This is very spicy. Very spicy. But I would say there didn't seem to be much of a plot to it until like the last half when I feel like the story really came into it. Like if you were to take like the romance out of it, like the story really came into it like halfway through. Otherwise, it really is just the romance and the couple getting to know each other. Well, getting to know each other. Yeah, they get very well acquainted. I'm just saying, very well acquainted. But yeah, see, this is the second book in the Legacy of God series, so I can't. Not that it's like anything to give away because it follows a different couple, but it's still like I can't really say anything without spoiling it. So, just now, I really loved it. I really loved Spice. I just wish the story was there a little bit. Like we had little inklings of it throughout the beginning half. I just wish it was there a little bit more than the second half. So yeah, we have another book down for the month of September. Morning, my lovelies. I'm coming in with another quick little wrap up. Last night I finished God of Wrath by Rina. It's so good. I loved it. The best. Oh, if I don't drop my fucking Kindle, fuck my life. Yeah, the spice, so good. The actress, there's a bit more, kind of a bit more of a plot to it, which was good and which was nice to see. I will say the actual writing isn't the best, unless it comes to the spicy scenes, and they're great. But it's not actually the best. But yeah, I loved it. I'm thinking 4.5. I'm thinking 4.5. Yeah. Because we've had the tension for these characters build up throughout the other 2 books. I will say all the books so far, I don't know about the last one that's just recently come out, I believe it is. This one that I've got the next one to read, I think it's the one that's just most recently come out. And then there's another 2 to come. But the 3 that I have read, they kind of coincide at the same time. You're just seeing what's happening with the different couples at those times. So there's like references to things that have happened, obviously, in the other books. You're kind of seeing some scenes again, but from a different perspective. So yeah, this is so good. I'm loving this series, guys. If you guys haven't picked up Legacy of God series, and you're kind of like dark romance, like you spice, and you smart, I definitely recommend picking it up. So yeah, we are another book down for September. It's the 29th of September as I'm filming this, so we've technically kind of got 2 full days left to read. So let's see if we can get another book down. Let's see if we can get the last Legacy of God book that's currently out read and finished. Hey guys, so we have our last book to wrap up for September, which is God of Rome by Rina. This technically today is the 1st of October. I haven't quite finished it, but we're including it. Because I read the most of it in September, so it counts. But I really, really loved it. Really, really enjoyed it. I'm thinking 4.5. I really loved it. I love the characters. I've seen their story develop and like their characteristics develop and their personalities grow, and as a couple just define love in a different way, I guess you could possibly say. I think it's the best way to put it. And to just see like Mia's development throughout this book was just incredible to see, and I loved it. And Landon, the way he grew. So if you guys have read this, or if you guys have read the first little books but not this one, then you know what Landon's like. But I highly recommend them reading this one because you'll see a whole new side to him, and it is just amazing. So I highly recommend picking this book up. 4.5 stars. I just recommend picking up the series. All the books are technically standalone, so you could just read one of them. But I highly recommend reading the series and reading them in order because they all kind of interconnect at times. They kind of go on the same time frame. Some will start slightly later than the others or before, kind of thing. But yeah, so they're kind of within the same time frame, and things will be mentioned from other books. So I highly recommend picking up the series and just reading them in order because it will make a lot more sense and it'll be a lot more enjoyable, I think, personally. But yeah, highly recommend picking up the Legacy of God series. I'm so excited for the last 2 books. I feel like she's left. So I know who the couples are for the next 2 books, and I know what order we're getting them in, obviously, and everyone else does as well. And I think she's leaving like the 2 best couples like last. Don't get me wrong, I've loved all the couples, but these next 2 couples are probably the most intense couples. And it's gonna be interesting to see what happens with them. So yeah. But that is it. That's all the books for September. I have no idea how many books that is. Let's have a look. Because I have not kept up this month. I've not been with it. Let's go. 1, 2, 7. 21 books for the month of September, so that's really good. And yeah, highly recommend reading most of the books I've read this month. We've had a pretty solid month, like a lot of 4-star plus. Read 1 5-star with Things We Left Behind, obviously. We know my thoughts on that one. I'm just gonna leave it there. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Let me know if there's any books I've mentioned throughout that you've read, and your thoughts and opinions, or if any have been bumped up onto your TBR list. Let me know in the comments down below. If there's any recommendations, let me know. If you guys want to see my October TBRs, it's going to be an intense month for reading this month. Obviously I got a video I'm filming this week with more, so that's going to also be fun and interesting. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there, guys. That is my September wrap up. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'm going to see you guys in a video really, really soon. Don't forget to keep smiling, be kind, keep reading. Bye, guys.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good